You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. Home unqualified opinion, unwavering bias. Monday, the something of May. Almost winter officially, although it is cold as fuck. As you will see, we are in jackets. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see that. It is cold as a witch's tit. Is that a saying? I don't know if that's like sexist now. That was a saying that my family always used to say. So I apologise if that's inappropriate in 2022, but the saying is the saying.
Well, the saying lives. The saying lives.
Maybe it's time to retire the saying. I don't know. Am I cancelled now, dude?
I don't know, dude. I hope not.
So do I.
I feel like that'd be a fucking...
It'll be a spanner in the works if I am.
It'd be a spanner in the works for us. It'd be a spanner in the works for me.
Yeah.
And I think it would be unfair, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean... how are you to know that Witch's tit was on the way out?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? What, is there a manual, dude, where it's like, oi, we're not saying Witch's tit anymore?
Yeah, because, I mean, apparently, and witches, I don't even think they're real, but, well, they are real, let's be honest. I know a few witches. I think they're like lizards, right? Like they're cold-blooded.
Witches are cold-blooded?
I believe so. That's why it's just cold as.
Yeah, I would say so. So they're not mammals, they're actually reptilian.
No, they're reptilian, or at least they're dead.
Look, I don't know. I could sit here and debate, witches till the cows come home, Tom.
Probably,
but that's not why we're here.
No, look, we're not a witch-based podcast. Now, if you are watching the YouTube though, you'll see that we are in Melbourne Storm jerseys, and not just any Melbourne Storm jerseys, D or Dave's Melbourne Storm jerseys, and not just D or Dave's Melbourne Storm jerseys, but the literal smallest Melbourne Storm jerseys that have ever been in existence.
You're in an extra small, are you not?
I think this is a medium. Dave's in an extra small.
And he's drowning in it.
He's swimming.
He was like, look how tight it is. He's like trying to fucking stretch it out.
If you're not already on him, Tom.
Look at him. He's swimming in that extra small.
He went to, that is an extra small, and he's going, bro, it's so fucking tight. I'm like, Dave, you literally could, like, you're like 10 kilos too small for that fucking thing.
There's nothing tight about that extra small, Dave. And that's fine, bro. But we don't have lies on this podcast.
No. Now, why are we wearing them? Why are we wearing them? It's important to, and firstly,
we're not wearing them for fun.
We're not wearing them for fun. I can tell you, like, this is, if you can see, I've never felt more insecure about my body than whilst wearing this thing. I'm like a fucking sausage.
You are exploding out of that thing, dude.
Exploding out of this fucking thing.
You are...
It is so tight. I've kind of got to sit in a certain position just so I can breathe, which is not ideal for the podcast, but you know what? It's a bet.
But it's all about body positivity. And
well,
I respect you for getting out there and just owning your bod, bruh.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is a bet we lost with Melbourne Storm captain on the injured list, Christian Welch of Not a Good Bloke fame. One of the worst blokes in rugby league.
Look, he's not a great bloke. And he's annoying. Look, but at the end of the day, Tom, we hold up our end of the bargain. Unlike Christian, who
still
held
hasn't
up
taken us to an Origin game.
Still haven't taken us to an Origin game, bruh. And you might be like, oh, well, there hasn't been an opportunity. Dickhead, you should have smuggled us into Queensland.
Yeah, found a way.
Pay your fucking debts, bruh.
Yeah.
If we don't get the best tickets to an Origin this year...
It should be Suncorp, dude.
I am going to be fucking ropeable.
Dude, it's got to be Game 3 Suncorp.
But we want all the trimmings. All the trimmings. Mum and Dad's for dinner. Mum and Dad's for lunch. Meet the fam.
Yeah, you got to take us out for dinner as well.
We want to get really like nuts deep in the fucking Queensland vibe up there. We want to be embraced and watch us win 3-0 in your shitty little stadium. That's what we want. Yep. So, look, this is us honouring a bet. A bet's a bet. Manly were robbed. We'll get into it later. But we still turn up and we put on little fucking tiny Dior Dave disgusting jerseys.
We also owe him a case of beer because they beat us 13 plus, which is not ideal. He sent me some really fucking hipster bullshit beer.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, he's like, it's Queensland. I'm like, it looks like camel piss to me, bro.
Yeah, it does. And we won't name the brand. We'll just send it to you, but it's like some really boutique fucking, engine oil bullshit. But congratulations, Christian. We graciously and humbly accept defeat, you shit bloke. We love you.
We do love you, bro.
We do love you.
But, it's
a bet's a bet.
A bet's a bet.
It's fucking freezing in here, so we are going to wear jackets, but this is just,
It is cold. It's not as cold as you're making out, Tom.
I am always freezing in here, dude.
I understand that, but I don't remember you being like a cold affected guy historically.
I'm not a cold affected guy historically. It's just cold.
No, it's not that cold. It's not as cold as you're making out. You were hooded and jacketed out the arse the other day, and it was 19.5 degrees. I go, fair income, mate.
Yeah.
It's not cold at all. Do you get soft when you have children? Are you getting sick? What's going on?
It could be that I'm probably am under the weather. I probably am.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I could be.
I hope not.
Well, I got a bit of a cough.
Ooh.
I tell you who is sick.
Don't you flew up, dude.
No, it's not
Don't flew up on me, bro.
I tell you who is sick. Evie Rose, little Wuhan at home.
COVID?
If she was... No, not COVID, bro. Why would I be in here if she had fucking COVID?
I don't know. Because you've had it?
Yeah, I had it a while ago. No. Like, if she was a rapper, she'd be called Lil Wuhan, though, because she's always sick. And
So she gets it from her old man.
Well, no, they're kids, dude. When their immune system's booting up.
So it's not a dad thing?
No. Definitely not. She's a weapon. But she's lost her voice and sounds so cute and husky. And I'm like, where's your voice? And she goes, it's gone on holiday. So she's sick as fuck, dude.
What's she got?
Just a cough and like a runny nose and shit. She's fine. Little kids don't seem to fucking care when they're sick.
Daycare based?
No, she hasn't been at daycare since we had our run-in with her former daycare host.
Oh, yes.
But I could be under the weather, and that's why it's making me cold. This is what's really...
You were cold last week, though.
Yes, that's true. I think I might just be feeling the cold this summer, or this winter. I have, and this is no word of a lie, punters, dribblers, one of the great toothaches in human history. And I know that you're wondering, why have we been able to be here for so long this morning and me not bring it up once? Because I'm built different and I'm made of the right stuff. But my God, is my back right wisdom tooth giving me some trouble.
Have you still got your wisdoms?
Yeah, I think it's largely because I ignore things like this where I let the pain I deal with the pain for a few days and then it goes away and then I'm like, okay, fuck it. It's the idea of having to get teeth cut out of my fucking mouth is just too much.
But don't you go to the dentist and they'll say, listen, mate, your wisdoms don't fit in your mouth like the rest of the population. It's time to whip these bad boys out. Otherwise, you're going to get problems down the line.
Yes.
Ella's the same, dude. She's fucking petrified of needles and going under. I'm like,
I'm not
what's the
petrified
vibe,
of that.
Elle? What's the vibe here? And she's like, well, I don't know what they'll do to me when I get knocked out. I go, listen, sweetheart.
Cut your hair off.
What is it that you think's going to go on?
Wake up with a shaved head.
Do you know, like, what, you wake up without a kidney? You think they're fucking harvesting organs now? I think that,
You'll notice.
I think you'd notice. You're not going to,
Oh, sorry, we had to take out your wisdom teeth, but don't worry about that scar on your waist either.
Yeah, look, that's how we got to your mouth.
Yeah.
Through the
keyhole
fucking...
through the gut to your mouth.
Keyhole through the gut, up to the mouth. That's how we got him out. Anyway, she has put it off for so long as well, and I'm like, why would you want to get your wisdom teeth out when you're like 35, got kids, 40 potentially?
Well, that's me now, dude. I've got so
Exactly.
much. I'm so busy, and that makes oh yeah, you're busy. Are you? Got a job, do you? I just mean talking on a podcast is my job. I don't know what that's going to do to me. Think about this weekend. There is I am considering going to the dentist today just to go, bro, what the fuck? Because it feels infected and it's fucking killing me. Like all down here is sore. And it woke me from my sleep last night and the night before. The only thing that's been getting me through is vegan gummies and Panadol and Nurofen. And they work pretty well. Like this morning I was like, holy fuck, I cannot sleep. And then I popped a Nurofen, shout out to Nurofen, not an ad. And then you just realize the pain's gone and you can go back to
How
sleep.
long have you been afflicted by?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
3 days.
Yeah. Saturday night, really. Saturday Arvo night.
So like 1.5 days.
Yeah.
I've noticed with toothaches in the past that I ignore them and I hope and I pray to the tooth fairy above that they go away.
Yeah.
And,
Invariably they do.
always they do. Always they do. But I know that there will be a time where the tooth fairy goes, nah, bro, I'm not looking after you this time.
No, yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You go into the dentist. Because I haven't been to the dentist in too long.
I went like a couple of months ago.
Too long.
They had no fillings, no nothing, but they were like, yeah, I mean, your mouth does look like a ransacked ancient castle with like chips all over it, you know what I mean? Like, you know how the pyramids used to be covered in like white limestone?
So they say.
So they say. that would be my mouth, and now it's just all the limestones been taken. There's just chips and fucking,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare.
It's been ransacked.
But he's basically like, they're all too small to do anything about, but they, your mouth is a pile of shit unless you want to go the fucking veneer route, which I don't.
Well, not yet.
Can't afford.
You've actually said many times that you will go the veneer route.
No, I didn't. You keep pushing me on the veneer route.
But no one has offered up free veneers. Shock.
No one's really pulled off the veneers yet.
Do you reckon King Dribbler pulls them off?
Has he got... has
been
he?
over this.
Yeah, he does pull them off.
He does, I think.
To be honest, I have no visibility on what they used to look like.
I think veneers done tastefully,
Yeah.
you can pull off.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Now,
maybe
we've had veneer chat before.
We have. We don't need to get
Are
into
you
it.
concerned, Thomas, around what, like, this is a big week for us.
That's why I'm not going to...
It's a huge week for us. It's a big week for us, Kambosos.
Yeah. Kambosos
He
down in
fights this
Melbourne.
Sunday, June 5th.
Kambosos.
Kayo.
Well, it's on main event.
Via
But you
Kayo.
get it via Kayo. You don't need to be a subscriber to Kayo. You just get the fucking thing. It's
But
that
we've
damn good.
got a lot planned. There's a lot on. And I just want to make sure that my right-hand man's going to be all right, dude.
Well, that's why I don't want to get a tooth cut out of my mouth, because if it's like, there's like stitches in there and I've just got to like, eat like whatever the fuck you got to have, just like live on ice cream and cold shit, like cold mush. And then it's like, down in Melbourne, are we going to dinner? Are we going to have a drink? I can't do anything, dude. I can't talk. My mouth's swollen.
I've had my wisdom teeth out. I cannot remember the recovery time. I can't remember. Maybe a week?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think we need to avoid you getting your mouth. I don't want that. But I also don't want you whinging when we're down there and ruining the vibe.
No, dude, I tell you what we do.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm there having fun.
Dude,
I let
you
my
pop
hair
a
down.
couple
I'm
of
ripping and
Nurofen up,
tearing. And
and you're good to go.
Yeah, mate, I'll melve you a couple of Nurofen.
Will you melve me a couple of Nurofen?
100%.
Not an ad?
If it means you're not going to annoy me and you're going to rip and tear with me, then I'll melve you.
Of course
100%.
I do. Well, there you go. That's problem solved.
Problem solved.
But to be honest, it really did work. Like, I just... Like, the pain is overwhelming and all-consuming, and then you pop a couple and you're good.
Nurofens or Panadols?
I did Nurofen, but that's only because we didn't have Panadol Rapid, because apparently Nurofen, you're not meant to have an empty stomach.
Apparently it's really bad for the stomach lining. But then we've had doctors reach out, say paracetamol's bad as well. What's the alternative? Docs? Is Nurofen? Is it
Weed
paracetamol? Like, what do you want?
Get blazed. Responsibly,
blazed,
of course.
sure.
How was your weekend, chum?
Weekend was quiet. Punters and dribblers. Weekend was quiet. I spent the weekend shopping basically for furniture.
Oh, because you're moving.
We're moving. Elsa and I are moving. Very cute. But that means that you've got to start like going to fucking Bingley and Freedom and fucking Lunatiques and IKEA
Shout out
and
to
all that
Lunatiques.
fun shit. And I just said to Elsa, I go, listen, I know you want to go to IKEA. I go, Tom and I have been so often in the past 3 months. I can't bear to go back in there. I just can't.
And because it's just not as fun.
I cannot bear to go back in there. It'll fuck me up if I have to walk around that shithole one more time. No offense, IKEA. I love your work. It's just the vibe in there's not.
But also, like, getting shit for your house is much more mundane, I think, than getting stuff for your studio, your ballin' ass studio. No disrespect to anyone's homes, including mine.
I know it's exactly what you mean. It's not the same thing. I have zero creative input. Zero. I can say no to things, Tom, but I can't say
You can't say this is coming.
I can't say let's get this because Sugar, that's fucking hideous. What are you thinking? That's invariably what's said. I can say no to things.
You can
though.
put ideas forward, though, right?
Of course I can.
Yeah.
But they're usually like, look, I don't.
Sometimes I think the power of saying no is actually the better one. Means, okay, I don't have to really worry. I'm going to allow.
I can veto things.
You steer the journey, really.
Yeah.
'Cause
I can
it's like,
veto
what about
things.
this? And you go, nah, that's not happening. That's not happening. You just let them think that it's like they're taking the wheel.
The power of no.
If you asked Steph who designed interiors of our house in Bellevue Hill, she would say she did. But the truth of the matter is I did.
Because of the power of no.
Power of no. I probably have a bit more power than you do, it sounds like, because I do have the power of yes as well. I got the power of what about this? But it's mainly the power of no.
It's passed off as collaborative. She wants me to be involved.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She just wants you to be there.
But she just wants me to be there. I tell you how I feel about it though, Tom. This is just the truth. I don't want to have to put in the hard yards required coming up with like, What about this? Or what about this? Or what about mood boards and shit?
Fuck
that.
Fuck that.
I don't want to trawl through the internet for style inspiration. I cannot be fucked for that.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
I'm going to watch the footy. You come to me with ideas, and I can say yes if I like it, and I can say no if it's too expensive, or I hate it.
Or I hate it.
It's one or the other, baby. It's a beautiful thing. So we've fucking run around on the weekend and done this.
Fuck mood boards. By the way, fuck mood boards. I've just.
You and I aren't mood board guys.
Remember when we started trying to do it? It was like trying to do a mood board. I was like, dude, fuck that. It's too difficult.
No, we're not mood board guys.
It's too time consuming.
We're vibe guys.
Yeah.
And we will be for the rest of our days. Shoot me if you hate it. But
I mean, the set's looking pretty hot. Sorry.
This is all vibe, bro.
This is all vibe.
Vibe and umming and ahhing.
Yes.
We love to and
there's
we love to
There's a great power in umming and ahhing.
What do you reckon fucking Da Vinci did, dude?
He ummed and he ahed.
He ummed and ahed. Einstein, he ummed and fucking ahed, dude. Apparently he was like famous for umming and ahhing.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out, Tom, if I may, away from your conventional retail and shift attention to Facebook Marketplace. Mm-hmm. There's deals on there, bro.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And are we talking second-hand shit? Is that what Facebook, or is it like brand new stuff?
Like new. As in, like we got a headboard on there, like, you know, for the back of your bed.
Something to dent.
Exactly. And it didn't suit the room that someone wanted it in. It's 2 weeks old. Got $500 off.
Oh, you like
Do you know what I mean? There's deals
Yeah,
doing
there's
on
deals.
there.
There's deals floating around.
There's deals floating around. You just got to trawl
Are
for
you
them.
looking for them, or is this Elsa looking for them?
Elsa looking for them, and then I step in. This is how you negotiate, baby.
Yeah, right.
Let me show you how it's done.
You got the negotiation streak in you.
Yeah.
You like to sharpen a price.
Fucking low.
Yeah.
And then you come up
Yeah.
with the intention of coming up, and they know that. But you're like, mate, this is it.
I just want
and
you to
be
know
prepared to walk away from a deal as well, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. Good to give you. Dave clearly couldn't walk away from a deal of that. So those fucking hats he's wearing.
Exactly. He'll buy whatever's in front of him.
Eddie, I know that you and I, as I blow away that feather that just blew into my face, I know that you and I, we've let ourselves go a little bit over the last few months, and we have maybe not been as tight, trim, taut, terrific as we have been in the past. Need to lose a little bit of weight, you might say.
Look, you could argue that, Tom. You could argue that I've taken 6 months off. You could argue that I've really taken the piss, whereby it was just supposed to be for silly season, but now it's fucking almost June, and I'm only starting to get into my work now. Like, you could argue I'm taking the piss.
Now, pilot.com.au is where you go for all of your men's health needs. It's online and it's easy, motherfuckers. You may not need it today, you may not need it tomorrow, but you will at some point. And whenever that is, pilot.com.au, use the promo code Dribblers, and you're going to get your first doctor's consult for free. You're also able to get prescription medication discreetly delivered to your door. Now, that could be in the form of something to help you with your weight. It could be to help with... What's that I'm pointing to? I'm pointing at your dick.
Oh, my penis. Sure. Erectile dysfunction. I was just going to say, around the weight loss stuff, Tom, if you've really let yourself go and you've fucking taken the piss out of yourself in regards to a silly season that's now 3 or 4 years in length.
Silly decade.
Go see Pilot, dude.
Yeah.
Because there is assistance at the fingertips, at your fingertips.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Get those Mars bars away from your fingertips and get your fingertips over to your keyboard.
Put down the curly swirly squirrelies, all right, and go to the computer.
Pilot.com.au, promo code Dribblers, first doctor's consult for free.
Boom.
Make smart decisions.
Boom.
So when are you moving in?
Get the keys this week.
Shit, dude. Busy.
But I don't know if we'll move in this week. There's a few
We're going to move out
on.
of our house. We're moving out.
Yeah.
Mold has taken its...
It's done. It's done?
Bruh, fuck it. We can't
Are
do
you
it.
getting rid of the lease?
We will. What do you mean?
As in, like, you're cancelling the lease and moving out, or you're moving out whilst the lease runs out?
Oh, it'll be once the lease runs out. I'm pretty sure it times up nicely.
When's it up?
Late June.
See you later.
See you later.
Alligator.
See you later. I love the place so much. I love it, and it's sad, but it's like, bro, this place is moldy. The owner wants to knock the whole place down, so he doesn't give a fuck. The real estate agents are a bunch of toothless softcocks who don't want to lose this guy as a client, so they don't stick up for the people who are living there. And like, the place is moldy beyond like, oh, it's been raining and there's a bit of mold to deal with. It's like, it's on like everything. And then we cleaned the fuck out of the house with all these different cleaning agents from tip to toe, from asshole to eyeball. We cleaned the whole fucking place. And then within like 3 weeks, our bedroom door was open and the sunlight was coming through. And we were just sort of looking at the door on the side and you could see, to the naked eye, you couldn't see a thing. And then when you caught the door in this certain light, the entire door was dotted all over it. And Steph goes, is that mold? And I've gone and started swiping my finger over it. And the more I swiped over it, I just looked and then you could see it on my hand. And I'm like, it's in the girls' bedrooms. Like, it's really bad. It can be really bad for their respiratory systems when they're really young.
Mold's fucked for you, dude. It's horrific for you.
It's like, it's in drawers. It's fucking everywhere, dude. And I'm just like, we're not going to get rid of it. We went to the real estate agent and went like, we need help cleaning this shit. And the owner goes, stiff shit. It's your own problem. Everyone's got mold. And I'm like, no, they don't all have mold, for starters. And I think there is a path we can go down to like get this fucking absolute piece of shit to clean the house. But it's not worth it, dude.
It's not worth it. How long you been there for now? A year?
Yeah, 1.5 years, I think.
1.5.
I love the place. We got a gem. It's fucking massive and we pay no rent. Like, it's cheap as chips. We got it during COVID and it's fucking huge.
You've got a deal there for the size of it.
It's huge.
For the size of it, you got a deal.
But, like, fuck that.
It's
mate, not worth the
you move
health of
on,
your fucking
baby.
children.
Greener pastures, all that shit.
Yeah.
Mold is, I'm not going to say it's undefeated. It would have taken a couple of L's, but fuck me, it's chalking up some W's.
Oh, look, 2022 is the year of mold.
Oh my God. You'll look back historically. Mold will look back historically and say 2022 was our year.
Was our year. I actually have a bit of respect for mold, if I can be honest. Like,
There's no quid in it, dude.
I didn't realize how much of a motherfucker mold was or how much of a motherfucker it can be. I didn't realize how bad it can be for your health. And I'm not celebrating that it's bad for your health, but like, just it's like tenacity.
Is mold, and this is a Dior question. Dior hoodie's still available, maybe not by the end of this podcast. So, is mold just floating around, looking for somewhere to you know?
So there's airborne
camp?
spores in our house, and it just.
But what is it about rain that gets this shit going? Gets it turned
Dampness? I don't know,
Well,
dude.
yeah, so what mold is basically fungus. And so fungus grows better in damp conditions. So I think it's almost like the ingredients for mold are all flying around in the air, as you said, Tom. But then as soon as stuff gets damp, they're like, oh shit, we're going to go hang out here and we're going to create fungus.
Dude, all the clothes in the cupboard.
Oh, yeah. I got some mold in my clothes as well.
We put the damp ridge shit in all the cupboards, and within like a week and a half, they were filled with water. Like, the place is the dampest place on earth.
Yeah,
and,
you
and we
need,
are surrounded by garden and shit, but
imagine the bottom floor there, dude.
yeah, I know.
It'd be what, waterlogged down. They'd be
You would
flooded.
think so. I don't. We do have new residents, but I don't know what the fuck their mold situation is. I feel bad for Louis. Louis really coming to his own at this place, killing mice, running around. He spends the whole night outside sometimes, just doing the damn thing, and then in the morning he comes in. He's like, "Yo, what's up? I've just been out killing fucking rodents."
Good for him, mate. Well, he's going to have to adapt.
We'll see. It does. It lines up. The stars have aligned. All the planets have aligned. Doesn't happen often. But my mother and her partner are moving overseas for 6 months, and they need someone to look after their house. Look who's smothered in mold and looking for a bloody sea change. This guy. So it seems like
That guy.
this guy and his family and his cat, part of the family. But looks like we might be able to slide in there and we get like maybe, fucking 6 months free riz out.
Love that, dude. You just take that and you run.
And then we were talking about going, well, okay, so we're going to save like a nice amount of money on no rent. Now, do you put that to an eventual house deposit, or do you chuff off to Europe for 3 weeks and see how you go?
I think the latter.
Do you book a couple of tickets to Europe?
Because you save money, right, in 6 months, but it's not like
Life-changing.
It's not life-changing
No.
money that you're going to save in 6 months. Let's be honest.
No.
I know what you were paying in rent.
Well, exactly,
Do you know
right?
what I mean?
We were paying so little in rent that it's actually not going to be much at all. I probably wouldn't be able to afford to go to Europe.
You probably can't even afford the flights.
But that was the only thing we're like, maybe we could do that. I mean, you know, imagine me just zooming in for podcasts.
Will you like?
As I float on a lilo in fucking Croatia or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can be done. I'll be zooming in November. You can zoom in July. Like, it's all, you know, it's all possible, punters and dribblers. Thus, that's the power of the internet.
Yeah.
And that's the power of globalization.
Correct.
Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, globalization.
Globalization. I was going to say something about mold. I don't know what it was. I don't think it matters.
It's undefeated.
It's undefeated. Who gives a shit?
Fuck mold, though.
Fuck mold.
I went to Vivid.
I saw that, dude. I saw you getting family time in.
It was a good family time weekend.
You needed it.
Oh, bro, I needed family time. And you know what?
You need to start storing up some brownie points.
Well, look.
You're out of brownies, dude.
I'm out of brownie points, but not because I'm bad necessarily, but because my work takes me away from family, takes me to Queensland, takes me to Newcastle,
although you could argue,
takes me to Melbourne.
Although you could argue that work shouldn't use up brownie points.
It does.
It does when you're at Newcastle ripping and tearing.
The problem is that
watching
the
boxing.
nature of our work, it churns through brownie points because it's fun. So it's like if I had to go away to a work conference and it was like, you know, oh yeah, I'm at the dishwasher work conference in fucking
Not even that. If you were just strapped to your desk in the city all night on the same night, you're not using up brownie points.
No, you're not.
Because your significant other feels sorry for you because you've been strapped to a computer doing Excel spreadsheets for 14 hours straight.
And we see you people out there that have to do that, and we respect you. You're doing a fantastic job, but I understand that it would be using 0 brownie points at home. Going to Newcastle to watch Paul Gallen and a guy Biff, that is going to use up brownie points, unfortunately.
What's the history of brownie points? Is it literally related to brownies, as in brownies that you put in the oven and cook and are delicious?
And there's a point scoring system to the brownie?
As in...
Oh, this is interesting. So it started because of Girl Scouts. So brownie points, it says, the term originated with the points earned for various achievements by the youngest group of Girl Scouts called the Brownies. In the mid-1900s, it was transferred to general use.
Brownie points. Like it.
Sure.
So where are the stock levels at now, mate?
Listen, I think they're as good as they can be given the circumstances, which is good. You know, again, it's not about doing it for brownie points. It's you actually just do it because you want to do it. But it's also, I guess, the feeling that they, as long as the vibe around the house, though, is that we've got a full cabinet of brownie points, and that's positive. That's what you want. But we did go to Vivid, and me and Steph and the girls and Steffi's mum, because the girls are usually in bed by 6 and 7:30, we had to get down there early. We went into the city, had dinner at Din Tai Fung, undefeated Din Tai Fung. And then we rolled down to Vivid, and we get down there at maybe 5:45.
Ding Tai Fung at
Not at World Square. There's one in the Westfield.
I think
city.
there's also one down at Circular Quay.
Maybe.
There's
a couple
underneath
of
Credit Suisse building. I think there might be one.
There's a couple of Din Tai Fungs. It's fucking awesome.
It's delicious.
So we get down there 6:45, starting there's a fair few people around there. And to be honest, dude, the lights were fucking awful. And Steph and I were like...
They always are.
No, but Steph and I were like... We'd been talking to Eve, we're going to go see a light show. And she going, oh my God, a light show. I'm so excited. And we get down there. There's a big Vivid sign. The V is already broken. Second night of Vivid, the V's broken. And we're like, this is... we're sort of walking through and no one wanted to say anything. And then I'm looking at Steph and I'm like, this is kind of shit. And then we keep walking through and we're like, what the fuck's everyone doing here for this? This is a fucking joke. And we're sort of, now I know that she's saying it or thinking it, and I'm thinking it. We're now just walking and having an open conversation about how shit this place is. And then Steph's mum comes up behind us and goes, you fucking idiots, it doesn't start till 6. It's 5:45. And we're like, oh, right. And then when 6 o'clock hits, it's like, oh, they've done a great job. This is fucking awesome.
Was it even that dark, at 5:45, or you were like...
It's getting dark
dude.
at 5:45.
It's dark at 5:45. Okay. Don't you worry about that.
I went a couple of years ago and found it underwhelming.
So did I.
Have they picked up the pace?
Listen.
Because they want to get people back to the city, which is what they need to do.
They do need to do that. Look, it was better than the last time I saw it. I will say. The Opera House looked fucking amazing. Crazy, Indigenous excuse me, Indigenous artwork, light shows all over it, like, and they're just constant. I have no idea the technology, how that works. Like, where is that coming from, being shot on, and just the way it's sort of like
Space. Comes from space.
Oh, does it come from space? Yeah. Okay, well, that makes sense. Then the Harbour Bridge was getting into its work. It was lights up on all the buildings, and there's like the something house in Circular Quay. What's that called?
Yeah.
Customs House?
Customs House. Hectic. It was really good, and I felt, I and Steph both felt particularly stupid because we were like, this is so bad. And then the lights came on, and we were like, oh, this is actually epic.
Evie like it?
Frothed it. That was the best bit about it. The wonderment of a child's face, you know? It's like you don't get that anymore, so you just need to see that it still exists in small people. Because, you know, I get excited when...
Doesn't exist in big people.
I get excited when I hit like a first try scorer.
Well, your wonderment shifts,
It does,
I think.
yeah.
It shifts from lights on buildings to first try scorers, to
Anytime
last try scorers, anytime
Two
try
or mores.
scorers, 2 or more, 3 or more, 4 or more.
First fours.
You know, winning a game of pool, cracking a fresh bloke,
Yeah.
a rip and a tear, you know,
Yeah.
live boxing. That is where wonderment
Kambosos,
Like, we'll be in Wonder this Sunday.
Dude, that's, you know what?
Do you know what I mean?
We will
like,
be...
wonderment doesn't leave. It
No.
just it molds and changes, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Sunday.
like wonderment goes, I've seen lights on buildings, dude. I don't fucking care for that.
No.
Have I seen a man knock another man out in front of 60,000 people 2 rows back?
No.
Nah.
Haven't.
About
to.
Will.
Sunday.
So wonderment's around, bro.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
It's
that.
here. Tell you what, some people are looking at in wonderment at my body in this fucking...
Well, that's wonderment.
That's wonderment.
That's a man that sees wonder in
Dude,
cakes
it's
and pastries.
so
and
uncomfortable.
fucking-
Shout out to the lemon tart I had yesterday.
So that's wonder. That's
The cookies and cream ice cream that we pounded on Friday.
There you go.
Or
That's old age
Saturday.
wonderment, dude. It's old age wonderment.
Yeah,
and
it
the Kit
is.
Kat Chunky out last week.
To Kit Kat Chunky. Shout out to Kit Kat Chunkies.
Did I go to the service station last night to get Elsa some female stuff? And did I walk out with a bag of Curly Whirly snakes? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, shout out to Curly Whirly Snakes. What do you want from us, guys?
Because you know I've got a fucking real love affair for Curly Whirlies at the moment.
Yes.
They've got them in snake form.
I was about to follow up with a question about what the fuck they are.
A bag of like little snakes like that, and they're like Curly Whirlies, but in their little snake shape.
Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like I
Bang.
don't think you're doing them justice by saying they're snakes. I'm worried people will get the idea that they're like gummies.
I was thinking Alan's Lolly Gummies.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Exact same as a Curly Whirly. Same
Yeah, I'll show
consistency,
you.
chocolate onto caramel, chewy, in
But
a little
I've-
snake form.
I've got a little bone to pick with these curly whirly squirrelies,
there we
as
go.
they're called.
Curly Whirly squirrelies.
I still think you can get better value for money just by buying multiple original curly whirlies than paying $5 for that bag.
You probably can, Dave, but that's not what it's about. It's about me getting hoodwinked by really impeccable marketing and store location.
Yeah.
These were hanging there, primed and ready to rock as I'm going to pay. I'm like, holy fuck. Are they Curly
snakes-
Whirly squirrelies, dude?
Those squirrely whirly curlies were on a date with destiny. From the moment they were made to being bagged, they were only headed to one person's mouth.
Mine.
Yeah.
And it all came because IGA, literally, I missed IGA by a minute. So then I had to continue my journey to the service station.
And they were sitting there, they knew the whole
They
time.
knew the whole time that I'd leave the house 30 seconds too late. They knew that the door had shut in my face. They knew that I'd have to go to the BP down the road. They knew they'd be hanging there primed, ready to rock,
Just wait.
ready to rug, ready to get pounded.
This is the day.
Within an inch of their lives, and they walk in and they all light up and they go, here he
Here
is.
he
Like
is.
like the second coming of Jesus himself.
He's about to mainline us.
And I did. I go, oh, what are they?
Here we go. Thank
These
you.
as well,
Curly
sir.
whirly swirlies.
$6? Sure.
Sure. Am I being squeezed? Yeah, I am. But whatever. Squeeze me.
But you know what? The service station knows they're in the squeezing business. They know it.
They're in the
Everyone
squeezing
knows
business.
it. They advertise it. We're into squeezing you, bro.
Yeah. If it's petrol, if it's M&Ms, if it's peanut M&Ms, if it's curly whirly swirlies, if it's fucking I don't know what
Sunglasses
else.
and weird
Chewy,
hats.
Yeah.
sunglasses, newspapers, packs of chips.
Doesn't matter.
Ciggies, tally hos,
We're here to
filters,
squeeze.
ultra slims. If you're asking my persuasion, when I did roll cigarettes, punish dribblers, ultra slims.
They get it right, though, because they don't over squeeze you. Like, it's right on the threshold of being like, you're just taking the piss.
So
man.
they're like a boa constrictor who couldn't get the job done.
Like
You're not gonna
the
kill me.
service station over the road from the Bellevue. They're not the service station, the convenience store.
Oh, yeah.
They used to take the piss.
Well, I'm sure they do. I'm not surprised. I've never been in there, but I'm not surprised they do.
The piss.
Yeah.
The piss.
Because they know that you got a bunch of drunk.
It's like $6 for a lighter. Excuse me?
$6 for a lighter. Yeah, right.
Something fucked up like
They got
that.
a bunch of drunk dudes in RM Williams and puffer vests who are just
And
ready
collars.
and collars.
Collars on collars on
Multiple
collars.
collars.
3 collars.
Shout out to Harry O'Neill, a man of 4
You know,
collars.
if someone walks in with 3 collars, you go, charge
Dude.
that cunt an arm and a leg.
Friend of the show, Harry O'Neill, I once saw him. I think I've said this on the podcast.
We have.
4 collars.
We've seen 4 collars.
He had a collared shirt, a collared... What do you have? A collared shirt,
Vest?
a collared jumper, a collared vest, a collared jacket. It was like stadium seating. It was fucking amazing.
You rarely see 4 collars, but if you're going to see it in and around the Bellevue.
And it might have
the
been
Royal.
at the Bellevue, or is it the 4 in hand, which is
Four in
right?
hand-
same area.
No. 4 in hand's more.
More collars.
You'll see 4 at the 4 in
You'll
hand.
see 4. Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 or 6.
Shout out to Izzy Carey, who literally lives there.
Yeah. Shout out to Izzy Carey, Lloyd of the Stars. Eddie, look, first things first. A-League Grand Final on the weekend.
Yeah, dude. Unbelievable.
Unfucking believable. We've got to talk. Eddie, State of Origin teams have been named, and it's a welcome distraction from, I guess, the sort of the ladder, if you do the NRL ladder.
Fuck the NRL ladder, dude.
Fuck the NRL. Fuck
We don't
the
even
NRL
talk
ladder.
about that shit. It's Origin
It's
time.
Origin.
We've always said, and I will say it again, Origin trumps all.
Yeah.
We don't worry about the Rugby League. We do,
But-
but it's secondary.
Yeah, it is.
It's secondary to Origin football during the Origin period. We're here for Origin. Teams have been announced. Thomas,
Yeah.
off the top.
Let's
we
go
will go
to New
through the
South
list,
Wales.
but I just want to off the top. There's a few curveballs in here that you and I didn't see coming. I think the general population didn't see coming. There's some selections Freddie's made that
Can you not use the Raw, Dave? No disrespect to the Raw, but could we use maybe something a little more official? Because
Yeah, sure. I thought this just had it like with a nice layout.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
can
just
go-
it's incorrect though.
no. So they've only just released the squad. No one's released the team. That's Chalmers predicting based on an interview with Freddie. In New South Wales as a squad.
Oh, so they haven't even picked the team yet. So
Yeah, no, is this
No,
better?
so Queensland picked their side.
Yeah.
New South Wales picked a squad,
okay, well then fuck it, go back to it.
which is why you were getting thrown off.
Well, because we came in saying that bloody Jackie Boy's been picked.
That's
as centre.
Chalmers had said that.
Chamis.
Chalmers.
No, I think Freddie came out and said that.
He did in an
Yeah.
interview, but then there's a couple of things that he's sort of. Anyway, let's just get
into it.
First and foremost, like the team is much of a muchness. We'll go through the interesting points.
Mm-hmm.
Tupou in, Adokar
Adokar
out.
That to me,
I can't work that out.
the reason that they are saying is because we need someone who's able to combat high ball assaults, raids, aerial raids, because Xavier Coates, good in the air. Daniel Tupou, also good in the air. In fact, you would say better than Coates. I can see from that set standing why you would do that, but I think it's kind of bullshit. Today,
Is Adokar that bad in the air?
no, I didn't think he was that bad in the air, particularly.
I don't
but
think-
also, like he has been there and done it for New South Wales. I just feel like, especially Adokar, and there'd be a few others as well, but like incumbency means something, and it means something when Queensland were dominant, and we won last year. And it's like you're gonna pick fucking Tarek Sims. But you're not going to pick Adokar?
Well, that's why I'm a little bit confused. I'm like, it's his incumbency and loyalty in one aspect, but not in the other. Like
Josh isn't
Adokar, I
that-
thought Adokar picked himself, bro. No one fucking saw this coming.
And it just sort of seems like he's being punished for playing for the Dogs, which, look, I'm happy to punish players for playing for the Dogs. That's cool. You should probably punish players for playing for the Dragons and the Tigers as
And the
well.
Knights.
And the Knights. Just punish them, and not even if they're in good form. But yeah, it just seemed a bit strange to me, that one. And like, I just think he's hard done by, because I think Brian To'o was injured for most of the season, has come back into the best side in the competition, right? He has been good, like not shitting on. I'm not taking anything away from Brian, but like, it just didn't seem like of all the things we were concerned about, that was the one that we were like, oh shit, we really need to sort out our wings. Our wings have kind of picked themselves, as you said.
But To'o and Adokar last year, tough carries, truck that fucking seed.
Yeah.
Always threatening, always probing. Like, I don't understand why now we're going away from that. Yeah, we're like, people are theorising that it's because of the aerial threat. I understand that. But again, I don't remember Addo-Carr being appalling under the high ball to the point where you wouldn't pick him.
No.
He's not a liability.
I also
under the
don't
high
think he
ball.
gets, again, X's and O's that we don't pay attention to, but I don't remember him ever being like a particular target of opposition halves going, well, let's put the fucking high ball up on Addo-Carr. He's fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck. FAF.
FAF. I don't know. Yeah, it's a strange one. That to me was a strange one. But listen, we don't really lose anything with Tupou. Like, he is fucking good. He is good.
Yeah, look, it was
But
just
also, has he been in that good a form?
not like I'm not.
Freddie
I
said
don't
he was
watch,
the best winger in the game. He said he was close to the best winger in the game. I was like, okay.
See, the thing about it is
He's good. I'm not knocking him.
the thing about it is this. It's another reminder, and it doesn't always happen, but it happens quite a bit with Origin selection. Is that geniuses like Freddie tend to see something that the layman doesn't.
Yes.
And maybe that's just another example. Like, he's seeing something, he's trying to preempt potentially a game plan from Slater and the boys, and this is what he's come up with. All we're saying, punters and dribblers, is that it's a surprise. In Freddie, we trust.
Oh, of course, dude.
In Freddie, we goddamn trust. But I still feel like Addo-Carr fucking hard done by. He would have been Devo. Surely Freddie caught him going, bro, you're not in.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he would have. But you could understand him being pissed off, I almost think.
100%.
Like, dude, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So I saw some stats as well about his season, and even though he's playing for the lowly Bulldogs, that there were some stats that they mentioned from him. I don't know if it was line breaks or if it was tackle breaks or something, where it was like he actually sort of stacked up pretty well statistically in terms of his form. He just hasn't scored a shitload.
You know
of
what
tries,
I like? You know what I like in my rugby league side, Tom? Out and out speed.
Yeah, and we've lost a bit of that in Trell, Turbo.
We don't have a heap. We're not drowning in out and out speed.
We don't have any out and out speed in that side. Maybe Tedesco, not really.
No, he's not out and out. He's not out and out. No way.
Not that it means heaps, but Addo-Carr has scored as many tries as Tupou has this year. And when you consider Addo-Carr's been playing for the Bulldogs and hasn't,
And
won
how many Origin tries has Addo-Carr scored? Would have been a fair few. Wouldn't it?
He scored 10 tries in 12 games in Origin.
Bruh.
Fucking hell.
That's pretty fucking
that's good.
elite,
that's
bro.
Good. That's good. How many's Tupou scored? This isn't an anti-Tupou either. But he's just. I don't think Tupou.
No, it's just
did anything outrageous to earn this spot.
It's just a couple of proud New South Welshmen trying to
work the fucking thing out.
That's all it is.
He scored 2 tries in 7 games in Origin.
Okay.
Put it this way, and I'm not talking to Tupou directly. I'm just making a statement. He better get up and work.
Yeah, dude. He better be flying like
he
the
better
whole
be
game.
flying fly like an eagle to the sea. He better do that.
He better.
Or I'll be fucking furious.
Yeah. Fly like an eagle to the sea.
I want to shift attention, Thomas, if we may, towards highly contentious. Obviously, the Trell out, fucking thoroughbred. Tommy out, fucking thoroughbred. We need to pick centres, both sides. The squad comes out, Staggs and Crichton, pretty much as expected. Now, Chamis is saying that Whiten is going to start in the centres with Staggs and Crichton on the fucking bench.
Yeah. Again, I don't entirely understand that. And, it's also, again, if that is the case, back to this loyalty incumbency yarn, but Addo-Carr not afforded the same loyalty incumbency. And Whiten was not. Or did Whiten actually play centre in game 3 last year? He might have. We lost that game. Yeah. Look, whatever.
So so obviously, let's say that Crichton is 14, Nico misses out, but they're obviously saying, well, if there is an injury, Whiten can shift and Crichton comes on and plays centre. But I'm like, then you're sort of just carrying a 14 that you're not going to use, because what if no one gets injured?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just have Whiten?
You're not just going to bring Crichton on, are you? Just go, oh mate, you have a fucking 5-minute trot.
Well, what you would do is you'd go Crichton on, Whiten off, and he maybe just comes into the rotation of the forwards. Whiten.
So in last year's series, Whiten played 5/8 in games 3, and he played number 14 in game 1 and 2.
Like,
He is good, dude. Jack Whiten is good. Like, there's no fault in Jackie
Do you want to
boy.
be moving your centres? Like, it's such a defensively, it's so important. Do you want to just be subbing and changing them mid-game and shit? Like, is that
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's an odd one.
something you want to be doing?
It's an odd one. I don't know what the defensive stats are around Crichton, Stagg, or Whiten particularly, but like you've got two players who play and defend in the centres week in, week out. Jackie Boy plays 6 for the Raiders. Why the fuck wouldn't he just...
He just seems like a more logical 14 selection.
Yeah.
Given he can fucking play anywhere.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I think even Nico instead of Crichton, he seems way more versatile in terms of where you can put him on the field than Crichton.
Then Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, than Stephen Crichton.
Well, that's it, right? Like you're either going to pick Whiten. I mean, maybe Crichton, again, it's a squad. Maybe Crichton doesn't make it.
Well, no, it said
It
on
would
this-
make more sense to me to have Nico Hines on the bench and start Whiten.
Then start Whiten and have Crichton.
Yes.
Anyway, let's keep moving down. Junior Paulo, Damien Cook, Payne Haas. Obviously, we've got Cleary and Luai in the fucking halves. That we're thanks for nothing. Going to kill it. I like Paulo and Haas starting front rows. That's a big, thick, intimidating fucking front row. Cam Murray, we assume Tarek and Isaiah Yeo.
And then you get to the bench where it gets interesting.
Frizzell's been named. Madison's been named. Coruscant
Liam
Martin.
So
Saifidi,
Coruscant's out. You can fuck him off. Jacob Saifidi, I think you can fuck
He's
him
not
off.
even the bloody... He's not even...
Well, Daniel's injured, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, but like, I guess for me
But
it
he's
was
the
like...
shitter brother. Where's Jake?
That's what I'm saying. If you're going
How is Jake not in the squad and Jacob Saifidi is? Is that how far Jake's fallen?
I wonder whether they've gone, listen, Jake, you won't be picked. It's like if we're thinking of the front rowers, they're going to, or like the bench, you're going, it's going to be probably Regan Campbell-Gillard, Ryan Madison,
Liam Martin.
and then, whoever your utility is. Like Jacob Saifidi might be, and even Suali might be like just the inclusions, the experience inclusions.
Mate,
Get
a
'em
lot of
around
people
the
getting
setup.
really fucking hot under the collar about the Suwali selection. I'm like, open your fucking eyeballs, bro. Freddie does this shit all the time. Get you into the system, experience what it's like, and a couple of years down the track, maybe you're ready. Obviously, everyone that knows rugby league thinks that Suwali's going to be an absolute...
Dude, he's already starting to thicken like cream.
He's thickening, but he will be full-blown cream, dude.
Yes.
Like top-tier, top-shelf cream.
Yeah.
Get him into the system. Get him fucking working out what it's all about.
You don't want him overawed by the blue jersey.
100%. People are like, oh my God, I can't believe he's been selected. That's outrageous. I'm like, you might be the dumbest cunt of all time. Like, open your fucking eyes, bro.
He
Shouldn't
put
have
a
to spell
fucking
this out for
monster
you.
hit on Viliami kick out. That's how you know he's ready. At least to just be in the setup. And then
Get him running waters, bruh. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Waters at training, obviously. you know?
Yeah.
I am confused, Tom, by the inclusion of Frizzell into the like. What's he doing there? If he's not in the, why is he in the squad? Why is the old bull in the squad? If he's not even in the team.
Yeah, I guess they're saying they still rate him as a New South Wales player.
But he's not. But he's not playing.
You would assume he's not, but he's in the squad.
He didn't play any of the series last year.
Nah, he had like a ruptured testy.
No, but he went out. He went out. He was dropped.
He wasn't dropped. He popped a nut, I'm pretty sure.
He was ruled out before the first game, which is what a lot of people were saying was the reason Tarek was brought in.
Yeah, it was. And then Tarek was killing it, and it was like, well, you can't drop a guy that's killing it.
Well, you can if you're at a car.
Yes, and well, he's not killing it, but
But I mean, like, from an origin perspective, Tarek killed it last year. Hasn't been dropped.
It doesn't make sense. I can't. Has Freddie said anything? Has he had any press conferences or anything?
The only thing that they're reporting, he said, was about Whiten and Crichton.
Can you find that video, or at least try to? Can we now drag over to the Queensland side? This Eddie's palm tree that is behind him.
Yeah.
Makes sincere apologies for how fucking horny our set looks, punters, dribblers.
What about before we move on from the Blues? What about Angus Crichton?
I mean, it's the same thing. I get it. He wasn't killing it. Even with Jake, Jake has not been in phenomenal rep form, but again, I think incumbency sort of, you could have seen him in there because he did get man of the match last week, but
if I'm looking at it, and I'm Freddie again. Freddie, in Freddie we trust. I'm saying you can fuck Jacob Saifidi off, even if Jake's not playing. He's a boyer of boys, dude.
Yeah,
you
but
get
look,
him in there and you
if you know Jake
jack
isn't going to play
motherfuckers
for the
up.
state and maybe you want to just get some other people experience in the
What
setup.
about Frizzell?
Yeah.
To make the same argument.
You could, Eddie. You could. Maybe they see Frizzell as a potential to play over this series based on form and Jake not so much. And they go, well, at least he should be in there and seeing what's going on.
Jake being dropped from the squad altogether, you could argue
That's what
the Blues are.
That's what the guru was saying. The guru was like, is this the end of his career? I don't think it is. He's 27.
But Isaiah Yo, dude, is a fucking lock at lock.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, Jake's got it in him. Jake's a great player. Jake's played for his country as well. Like,
I don't want to have to mourn Jake's Origin career.
well,
I don't want to have to
we're
mourn
not doing
it.
that. That's over the top. Manly's having a fucking shit run with injuries, and generally we're not playing that great. Like, I'm not as upset about that omission.
Well, he's a dear friend.
He's
and
a
my
dear
heart
friend. I'm
aches,
upset
dude.
for
That's
him.
all it is.
My heart aches for Jake. Achy, Jakey heart.
I've got an achy, jakey heart, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't believe I've got an achy, jakey heart. I think many in the state have an achy, jakey heart because anyone you talk to had him in and around.
Yeah.
If not on the bench, certainly in the squad.
Yeah.
What do you do, dude?
Just trying to open this jacket a bit so that we can
Get the tum out, Tom.
No, well, I just think we should be showing the Storm jerseys. I think Christian will be.
Look, I'm showing it,
I'm
mate.
just making sure you're not really though.
I am. Everyone knows what I'm wearing. Everyone knows what I'm wearing. Look, I think on the whole, Tom, the New South Wales side's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
There's a couple of curly ones in there. It's like a couple of curly whirly squirrelies that I didn't see coming, but that's all right. I still like curly
Yeah,
whirly
absolutely.
squirrelies. Still eat one.
Yeah.
Still got
Drag
half a
us
bag
over
in the car.
Do you? You didn't finish it.
No,
you're
we can
a
have
weak
some later.
dog. No, we're not. We're running. Drag it all the way across, Dave, so I can see. No, just drag it across to the left.
This is as far as it scrolls.
Oh,
You
it's as
keep
far as it
zooming
goes.
in. Yeah.
All right. Ponga, obviously fullback. Selly Cobbs, the Throbbo. I'm happy to see him. For Throbbo's sake, I'm happy to see it. But I'm not stoked from a New South Wales perspective because Throbbo's throbbing.
Throbbo is throbbing, but Origin's a different beast, Tom, as we know.
Yeah, but listen, I think New South Wales pumped these losers 3-0, but I'd be lying to the punter and the dribbler if I didn't say that team is as good as you could fucking hope for Queensland.
Look, we're going to go through
fucking
it,
side.
but having run an eye over it, Tom, it's a good side.
Ponga, Throbbo, Val Holmes and Dane Gagai in the centres. Yes. Holmes has almost been the form centre of the comp, and Dane Gagai's Origin feats precede him. Xavier Coates, is just stoked to be out of Brisbane. Mad Dog Money, Daly Cherry Evans, arguably the greatest captain Queensland's ever had. Tino, big fucking Tino, ripping and tearing. Ben Hunt at 9, punters, dribblers. Not Harry Grant.
Coates on the wing? You
Yeah.
said stoked to be out of Brisbane?
Xavier Coates. He's no longer at Brisbane. He
Yeah.
now plays for Melbourne.
Yeah, right. So you're saying because of that he's in. Yeah.
Well, he was there last year as well.
Exactly. So I was just a bit confused.
Ben Hunt over Harry Grant at 9.
I
like
really
that for
like
Queensland.
that. And I got to be honest with you, punters and dribblers. I have to be honest. I would never lie. The thought of Harry Grant coming on when the game's slowed and the middle's fucking there to be exploited terrifies me.
Queensland, when they had the decade of Dommy, they 8 straight, not decade of Dommy. That's Manly. I apologise. They always had a really horny utility to come on and fuck us up.
Yeah.
Like it was Cooper Cronk when Lockyer and Thurston were getting into their work. It was Cooper Cronk who'd come on and he'd fucking and then it was
Cherry Evans,
and it was Michael Morgan, and it was just always some throbber coming on and
Ponga came on at 14 once and ripped us up.
Yeah, I think we won the series then, but still Ponga came on and ripped us up. So to have Ben Hunt, who was I think their best player last year, good for you fuckers.
He certainly was in game 3, the game they won. I like his work at 9. I think he's been in good form.
Papali'i, Capewell and Kafusi, and then friend of the show, Ruben Cotter, actually at 13 getting his start. He deserves it, and he is a friend of the show. Harry Grant, 14, Lindsay Collins, Paddy Carrigan, and Jeremiah Nanai, 18, 19 years old.
Jeremiah got the call up, dude.
18, 19. How about their fucking squad, though? Tommy Dearden at 18, Jai Arrow, Flegler, Tabuai Fido, Murray Tuilagi. Tommy Dearden in the extended Origin squad is Listen,
It might be another.
oh, it
the
definitely is.
future. You know, what's the future look
But
like?
is he the next Queensland halfback? Is that what you want me to believe?
Maybe.
Okay.
He hasn't been going that bad at the
No,
Cows.
dude, he hasn't
He's been going
dude,
pretty
they're
well.
fucking top 4.
He's been going a lot better there than he was at the Broncos.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
100%. But I didn't know he was going that good. Maybe he is. Good for him.
Mate, the thing with young halves is you don't really know until, and then one day they're just hot, you know? Again, you and I don't fucking know
We
shit.
don't know anything. We don't know a goddamn thing. So listen, I mean, overall, Eddie, I don't know how I feel. I don't know. I tell you what I do like. I just like around Origin the rhetoric that is like spoken, whether it's about coaches, whether it's about players. Like if it's about players, it's like, oh, he's an Origin footballer. Oh yeah, you can tell just by the way he plays. Like he may have never played a game of Origin, but he's an Origin footballer.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's got state of origin about him. And then it's like from a coaching standpoint, it's like, oh mate, I think I even saw this in the Guru post. It made me giggle. Not that he's the only one that says it, but it was like, oh bro, like Freddie gets Origin football. Oh no, like I think he said something like, Freddie knows Origin football more than anyone else in the state.
But he does.
No, he does. I'm not
He's played
questioning
the most. He's played the most Origins for our great
I'm not questioning
state.
the actual reality. It's just the idea of like, oh no, he gets Origin football, bro. Like he's the number one Origin football mind of all time. But then you got Gus Gould sitting there. I wonder what he fucking.
I know what you mean.
Just the Origin
but
rhetoric,
some people,
dude. He gets Origin. He doesn't get Origin.
Some people are Origin footballers, and some people aren't.
Can I tell you who doesn't get Origin football? Our little producer mate, D or Dave, the turncoat, who's fucking born and raised New South Wales, never been to Queensland. And he's never been to Victoria until the weekend, but he goes to the Storm. Just comes in here, starts talking Origin to us, and I'm like, listen here, mate, you don't get Origin football, so shut the fuck up.
You don't get it. Tom and I get it. You don't get it.
Mate, you guys just don't get Queensland. Queensland is clearly...
No, I think I
the
get Queensland more than you
superior
do.
state
You've never
of the
been
country.
there.
I think Queensland is actually
We've been
prefer us
embraced.
to you.
We've been embraced by Queensland.
Have you?
With open arms. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have.
Yep.
Mate, I'm telling you right now,
Mate,
if the Caxton was anything to go off, we've been embraced warmly.
Yeah.
I know you have been, but I think there's a little secret reason why you didn't invite me along, because you know that I would have shown you up in my spiritual home of Queensland.
Dude, I don't think anyone would have even known you were there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would
I don't
have
think
known
so,
you were there,
dude. I don't think so.
You probably would have hopped off the plane and gone, oh, this is what I had in mind.
Yeah, it's too hot here. Where do you get Billies? Do you guys sell Billies behind the bar? Anywho, I think that's Origin, Eddie. I don't know if there's anything else really to talk about.
I just wanted
at
to
this
say
point.
something, Tom.
Yeah.
If I may.
Yeah. Huh?
You better believe New South Wales going 3 in a row, bro.
Yeah.
You better fucking believe it.
New South Wales 13 plus.
I mean, New South Wales 13 plus. I've
New South
waited.
Wales 3-0.
You and I have waited. We've waited and we've waited and we've waited for ongoing retribution for what was done to us. And this is all part of it, dude.
Yeah.
Freddie gets his 3rd in a row. Then
Don't
we look
know
to
if it's
4.
his 3rd in a row. I think it'll be his 2nd in a row.
No, this will be 3 in a row.
No, because we lost in 2020, the COVID year.
So 21. Oh, did we?
Fuck. Yeah.
Don't get Origin. Clearly don't
That's
get
so
Origin.
annoying.
Yeah.
So we went 2, lost 1.
2,
3 and
lost.
4.
Yeah. Dude, if we win this one,
But
it's 4
yeah,
out of
but
5, which
This
I'm
is-
happy with.
But the fucking COVID one didn't count. So it's
Well, no.
technically
4 out of 5, but one's an asterisk.
so it's technically 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 4 out of 4.
Sort of be 4 out of 4. I like that. Yeah, sure. Ba-da-da-da. Anyway, when we talk rugby league on the show, we do it thanks to our friends at Kayo, the home of rugby league. Only place to watch rugby league if you are a fan of rugby league. Live, uninterrupted, and ad-free during play.
Well done, buddy. You fucking nailed that.
I nailed
bro.
that, didn't I?
Nailed that. Love Kayo. Adore Kayo.
As the Nurofen starts to wear off on the troublesome back right molar, bottom row. Yeah, look, I mean, not much really to talk about this week.
Look, there isn't heaps to talk about. There's not much to talk about.
We
I
did
would
do a
say
live
this.
stream
I would
Thursday
say
night,
this.
broke
If you tuned into the live stream, I would say thank you very much.
Yep.
Records were broken. Records were decimated.
Yep.
Records were obliviated.
Oh, Jesus. Obliterated.
It's Monday. And it's shout out to the punter and the dribbler who supported us. I think that the numbers ballooned sort of when our fate was sealed. I think it's fair to say.
As the tries started to pile.
I'd say this, Tom. You and I, we understand woo-woo,
Yeah.
but we don't always know how to
Capture it,
harness
woo-woo.
it, and to leverage it
Yeah.
properly. Now, we obviously did a ceremony of sorts before the game. Sage, tarot cards, crystals, bells, et al. In an attempt to break the curse that was created after we wore the black alternate strip in
On
Brisbane
Friday
a
the
couple
13th.
exactly right. It didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
Does that mean we'll be stopping?
Listen, I think we didn't do enough. That was the reality. We did something, but this is a strong curse, and the way that we'd gone about it was as good as we knew how, but it seems to evidently be not enough. The game was not a good one to watch. It was, thank God we had people, Willie Burns and Sebo with us on the stream, so we had some fucking shit to talk. But it was not a good game. I'm glad I also don't remember a lot of it.
I don't remember heaps of it.
I had a lot of, bloke and tequila.
Bloke and tequila, a wonderful mix. I'd sort of tuned out a little bit after, our fate was sealed. And, it's just good to be surrounded by friends.
Yeah.
Sort of ignore what's going on.
In the tough times.
Fuck it.
Yep.
Like we're coming 11th, sure. Could be 8th, should be higher. I'm not worried.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried yet. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
So anyway, we lost to the Storm. That's why we're wearing the jerseys. Shout out to Christian Welch, who is one of the great assholes in rugby league. One of the bad guys.
Well, he doesn't get rugby league.
Doesn't get it. He's a bad guy, and we're wearing Storm jerseys, Christian, and I look like a fucking, I don't know. I look like a balloon filled.
You look
with
like a bruised grape.
A bruised grape?
Or a berry.
Like a grape that's maybe had like elastic bands wrapped around different parts of it, and so
It's like a grape that's fallen on hard times.
I'm an out of shape grape.
You're an out of shape grape. An out of shape grape. Because you're tasty. You're nice to eat.
Yes.
Like I could sit down and gobble you up.
But grapes have a nice shape.
But
not me. I'm an out of shape grape.
But so it's like a grape that you're not necessarily going to buy when you go shopping. You're going to go, that grape looks bruised.
You're going to get me at a discounted rate from like the Harris farm. Like, oh, here's an like an avocado, but it's a weird shape.
Well,
that's insane that is even a thing.
Because people think there's something wrong with it.
I know, but isn't that fucking wild that like, just because it doesn't look aesthetically like a big old fucking, like an eggplant that doesn't look like a dick. It's like, I'm not getting that eggplant. It's like, well, you can get the shitty eggplants over here for like half price.
You'd be in the out of shape fruit section.
Yep.
Where
Discounted.
Where bruised, damaged, and out of shape fruit goes to be picked up at a discount.
Yep.
Doesn't mean you're not tasty. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Just means you're out of shape.
Yep.
Now.
Should we move on from the Storm game? I don't really want to look at it anymore.
The only parallel I was going to draw is that Manly, you could argue, a little bit out of shape at the moment.
We are out of shape.
We're out of shape.
We're out of shape. Bent out of shape.
But you can get into shape.
Yeah, you can.
You can go from out of shape to in shape.
Yes.
Pretty fucking easily.
Yeah.
All you need is a great trainer.
Yep.
Some cattle to help. Bang. You're a top 4 side again. So I'm not worried. We've got the Warriors this week. We'll pump them into the ground.
No, we're back on our merry way.
And then we're back on our merry way. And then we get a bye. There's another couple of points there. And basically coming fourth. So not worried.
Fourth not too far away. Move
not
games,
worried,
Dave.
not
Move
worried,
games,
not worried,
move
not
games,
worried,
Dave.
not worried,
Come
not worried, not worried.
Come on, Dave.
Not worried.
Look, the Storm handed the Moose a real
Penrith.
reality check. Sorry, Penrith.
There was something about, we watched it last week, Thomas, on Bloke in a Bar, the hype video that the Panthers put together in anticipation for the Cowboys game. There was a hot soundtrack going underneath, and it was just the Penrith boys putting big shots on, particularly Cowboys players in the past.
Yeah.
you and I both looked at each other and were like, those boys are here to fucking party, dude. They're going to take souls out there, snap necks. And they did. They were too strong. They just strangled them. Like an anaconda strangling a fucking cow.
22-0 was just like there was nothing the cows could do. Just Panthers were just too good. They were just too good, and you just go, oh, okay, so there really is like just this unbelievable gulf between Penrith and everyone else, even the Storm. Even though Parramatta's beaten the Storm and Penrith, it's still like it's Penrith numero uno, everyone else.
For now.
Yeah.
For now. I'm always worried about sides that gallop off.
Especially as we come into Origin.
It's like a horse that bolts early in a race, and you're like, dude, you need to woo up. It always gets caught. Not always, but most of the time it gets caught.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, obviously you just dominate if you can dominate, right? I get that. But I wouldn't want to be super far out in front this early in the season.
I'm hearing you, but they are looking good.
Because we're technically only through the first part of 3 seasons.
Correct.
There's this season, then there's the Origin series, then there's the...
We're just about to hit the second season of the season.
Yes.
And that is the Origin season. And
then we come back for the 3rd season, which is the run to finals. Then there's finals. So there's 3 more seasons to go.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. We've got a long way to go. The Titans, probably one of the more enjoyable teams to watch in terms of how shit they are. But like, if you were to, we were talking about this during the game.
David Feder not in the Queensland squad, just as an FYI.
No, it's a good point. But the Titans are so shit. But they're like, if you're, put it this way, right? Like if you're a Dogs fan or if you're a Titans fan, it's like they're almost equal shitness. But
in terms of the disappointment caused,
but the Titans make games fun. It's glitter strip footy.
You know what it is? It's a lap dance.
It's a lap dance.
Because you get teased, but you never finish.
Yeah, there you go. It's exactly what it is. They're playing strippos footy.
They're playing strippers footy. Like, I'm going to work you into
an absolute state.
Into an absolute state here.
And then I'm chuffing off.
And then I'm going to bounce, and I'm going to leave you with blue balls, bruh.
And
it's blue balls footy.
24-4, they were up against the Broncos.
Yeah, and you think you're going to pop. You're like, I'm getting a nut off here.
We're nutting tonight.
I'm nutting tonight. I never usually do, but you better believe I'm nutting tonight. And then no, you're not, dude. No, you're not.
Broncos. Now, I did have a pretty tasty same game. Tamari, Herbie, and Selwyn. Didn't do it on about even, but it was a nice one. It was all responsible, and it was all thanks to Ned's. But yeah, dude, you know what I like about the Broncos? And this is whenever I don't think the Broncos necessarily are going to win the comp, right? But when teams are in good form and they are good and they're genuine teams, it's when they can find a way to win. When you're like, there's no way they're winning this fucking game. I would have loved to have seen what the live betting was for fucking Broncos when they were 24-4 down. Like
24-4 is a massive mound.
Yeah, and now the Titans are the first team in the history of the NRL to give up 2 20-point leads in a season. That
first
is
time.
Glitter strip, lap dance, blue balls footy.
That's lap dance, blue balls footy, bro. That's as simple as that. How else do you describe
Rugby League.
I swear, the Titans literally just tried.
Well, it's not really, because meter maids, they top you up at least.
I'm just naming things that happen on the Gold Coast.
Do the meter maids pay your fucking meter for you? What's the point of that?
No, isn't a meter maid like like someone that gives you tickets?
No, dude, meter maids.
I'm pretty sure they top your meter up.
Who fill up the.
Oh, you're
right. If your
right.
meter's about to run up, they top it up, and I don't know why.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why either.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I've never actually really looked into it, but I don't know why it is.
Well, so it says they were introduced in the 60s by the local Progress Association.
Progress.
Let's get some chicks and some real skimpy shit and get them to just pay parking.
Yeah.
And it was amid fears that
Cleavage
the installation of
required.
parking meters would drive tourists away.
So it's a tourism move. Hot chicks.
So they said instead of putting in meters, we're going to put them in, but we're also going to get hot chicks.
Well, I think it was
to
kind
top
of like
them up, so you're technically not paying for them at all.
Yeah, but I think
so it's
that
as
was
though they don't exist technically.
But it was a response. So obviously the council put in the meters, but then the local Progress Association, which I assume is some sort of grassroots organisation, said no, fuck you guys, fuck the council. We're going to put in hot women instead.
That is progress.
That's progress.
Who pays for the Progress Society? Like, where do they get their money from to pay the parking meters?
Do you know what real progress is going to be, though? Ugly dudes doing it. That's real progress. Because you go hot chicks.
And then people go, you know what? I'd rather pay.
Because they'll go hot chicks.
I'd rather pay the meter.
Well, no, why should chicks do it? Let's get hot dudes. And it's like, well, why do they have to be hot? Ugly dudes. Let's get ugly, out of shape grapes to go in there and fucking top up the meters. That's gonna get people coming back for tourism.
It will. It keeps the left happy. It keeps the people happy.
Yeah. And it won't keep the right happy.
Well, it won't keep the right happy.
But
and tourism will fall off a cliff, but that's all right.
But it could actually be people on the right, out of shape grapes, just like dudes who are the meter dudes.
Meter dudes.
Out of shape grapes.
That's what it's called. Oh, mate, we should go see the out of shape grapes. Underwhelming.
Yeah, I'm not coming to the glitter strip for that, personally.
So who pays for the meter maids, Dave?
So the meter maids, again, the local Progress Association, the surface,
Where do they?
Yeah. So they're all basically, it's like a community organization. So local businesses will donate because when they put money in the meter maids, they'll also give out brochures for local businesses. So it's kind of to encourage tourism and like build the local economy. And it says there's also like individual donors, like some guy called Bernie Elsie, who was a local trader. So I think he just had a bit of money that he obviously wanted to see more good-looking women around. So he's like,
just
I'll
investing
fund this.
in his passions.
Yeah. Need more chicks.
And now it's
I'm leaving my inheritance to the meter maids.
Sure. Yeah, I bet
Sure,
his kids
Bernie.
are fucking furious.
Yeah, his kids aren't happy, but
they're not.
he is, and he's smiling.
He's smiling.
His ashes were scattered onto the fucking glitter strip somewhere.
They also sell things like calendars, stubby coolers, bar runners, key rings, T-shirts, coffee mugs, and posters.
Oh, you love
Which will add
that.
to them.
Yeah, you love that.
Yeah, if you're rocking a meter maid's keyring, you're saying something.
I wouldn't mind one. It could be good for the studio. I like Tyson Gamble, just back to the... there's a bit about him.
T. Gamble, you like him?
I don't not like him. I tell you what, Katoni Staggs could have done with a try as well from Katoni.
Dude,
He's hard to wrangle, that motherfucker.
he's I hope that's a good omen for New South Wales Origin football. In that Katoni difficult to wrangle by Queensland, because he has let me down time and time and time and time again as an anytime try scorer.
Time again.
Like, it's fine, Katoni. I don't care. It annoys me though. Like, it's not great, but hopefully it's an omen. I don't know.
Don't know. Now, can we just get out of this game, Dave? And we'll just have a quick little flick through the remainders, see if there's anything that really takes our eye. Who cares about the Knights Warriors? Bunnies end up fucking up the Tigers. Who cares? Roosters doing the Sharks. That one...
Well, you know what it was? It's just mastering the apprentice, and the master can't let the young apprentice get one over.
No.
How does that look?
But
That's
are
not
the
great for
Roosters
legacy.
are the Roosters now warming to the task?
I don't know. I say that every week, and then they'll lose next week.
I tell you what the Sharks are. The Sharks were, I think, a side that started the season ahead of everyone else, maybe in like the way that they'd come together as a side in the off-season, and not even ahead of everyone else, ahead of a lot of teams where, you know, maybe teams take a couple of weeks to get to hit their straps, the better sides, whereas the Sharks came in already sort of humming a little bit from the off-season, but they haven't necessarily seemed to go on with it. It's almost like they've played the best they're going to play all year. They'll be there in finals, but they're not actually...
I get the same fucking vibe off the Sharkies. I think they limp into the finals.
Yeah.
I think they're 7th or 8th. 7th, maybe.
They've also had a pretty easy draw so far. They've only had a couple of hard games.
They were wiping the floor with people at the start because
Yeah.
no one really knew what to make of them. And then they go out there. Talakai was dominating, eating motherfuckers.
He hasn't done shit
He hasn't
since-
done shit. He played Katoni and he's fallen off the map. People were talking about him in Origin.
Someone
and
was
shit.
comparing him to Mal Meninga. I'm like, come on.
Matty Johns was saying it was the best half of football ever played in the history of the game. You're like, dude, put the hyperbole away. Like, that's our thing, dude.
Yeah, that's... yeah.
You're not supposed to get that high off
us
fucking...
and Vossi.
Yeah, like, Matty, come on. You're better than that level of hyperbole, dude. Because he's done fuck all.
Yeah, he hasn't really done anything, has he?
Origin selection, people were saying. Put him in first picked.
Because he ran over the top of Morgan Harper for a game.
Is that what gets you selected for Origin? Dominating someone for half a game?
Now,
Seems a bit
Dragons,
skinny.
Dogs, high-scoring game, that one. Again, two, questionable size.
Back to Belmore, can't get the chockies.
Shock horror, Dogs can't win. And
They
then,
got 17,500 at Belmore, right? And
Yeah.
it just makes me think to myself, why don't you go back to Belmore forever? And why don't you bunnies go to the new stadium, which you will at Moore Park, and we can all just agree to pull it down
Yeah.
and just act like nothing ever happened. Just
Out-
go, it's sweet. You fill it in with apartments. Cunts can live out there, which they already do.
Yep.
Nothing to see here. There was a stadium here. It
Just
was cool.
Pave over it.
Pave over it. Then we don't have to worry anymore.
It'd be easy, wouldn't it?
Easy. It'd be so fucking easy, dude.
I agree with you. A rock in Belmore better than an empty Accor. Knee, ANZ.
Like, Belmore's not that small. I always thought it was like
No, I've been there a
Redfern
couple of
Oval
times.
vibes.
No, it's a good enough. It's got a hill. It's got a bloody stand. It's got a train track that drives past. Like, it's good vibes, dude.
They kick the conversions over. I reckon they hit a few trains or cars.
So
over the
why,
back fence. I love it.
why can't we go back to Belmore full time?
Because you get paid a lot of money to play at those big stadiums.
Yeah, but they've got a big leagues club. They're not short on coin.
Yeah, but I think
Doggies are not short
you
on
get
coin.
paid good money to go and play those games, right? Money is everything. If you're getting paid good money,
Money's something.
well, it's almost everything.
It's something.
It's almost everything in the game of rugby league.
Yeah, but there's great clubs like Manly that never do that, you know?
Of course, but we're a great club. Other clubs,
Dragons, respect to them. They haven't fucking done that.
Well, they merged.
Sharkies haven't done that.
Sharkies, I'm pretty sure they've got like
Penrith haven't
apartment
done that.
complexes right next to them that they sold.
All I'm saying is there's only two teams that have done it, that have sold their soul, and West a little bit. Dogs, didn't need to. South, leaving.
They might have needed to at some point. Anyway, is there anything else in rugby league from the weekend?
There was
Yeah,
Payne
there is.
Haas.
Oh, Payne.
There's a couple of things. Payne, and I just want to give a shout out, I rarely do this, to Sebo,
Yeah.
who picked the Izaki 8. He picked 8 perfect lines.
That's Sebo from
Paid
about even
$198
fame.
bucks.
Season's basically over now. He's basically won the season because it was a unit scooper, so he's got 198 units on top of his already. So he's probably at 200 units now. He'd be over 200 units.
Maybe 220, 230.
Depending on how else he went and everything else. But, yeah, the Ozaki 8, where you basically, it's shout out to friend of the show, Luke Bracey of Point Break 2 fame. The Ozaki 8 in Point Break 2 is picking like 8 lines and you're doing snowboarding, skydiving, all this sort of shit. It's extreme sports, right? But there is a gambling element to the Ozaki 8 and it's picking the 8 lines of the 8 games. Sebo did it first go.
Yeah, he did.
Like it's a famous immortal bet.
It's famous, dude. It's famous.
I haven't
as
seen
fuck.
him put any money on it, so it might just be I haven't seen a slip for it.
No,
Probably
he
got
did.
on.
He did.
Did he?
He put the slip up and him
Oh, he
scrolling.
did, didn't he? I
Yeah,
take that
yeah,
back, Sebo.
he did.
Fuck, so he would have had a juicy little weekend.
What did you put on it? It's pretty good, man.
It's very good.
So shout out to Sebo. The season not over, but
Not
looking-
over.
But
It's not
looking-
over.
Looking unlikely.
Wait, but mate,
no, but you can. It
You
can
got to
be
hit
done.
a unit scooper, dude. That's all you got to do. It can
can be done.
change like that.
It can be done.
You can hit a unit scooper easy.
Did you get any
bro.
units this week?
No, not that I'm aware of. Bad week for me.
I got 2 golf. Thank God. Otherwise, I would have been.
I don't even know how I went in the golf. Who won?
You didn't win. I don't think you got anything.
Bad week for me. This might be my worst week. Didn't need it.
Didn't need.
Not when Reek hits a fucking
Oh,
season
dude,
ender.
there's part of me that's like, we set that up.
Yeah, we did.
Calling him Reek and shit.
He still is Reek, though. As he said, Reek has a comeback. The season's not over, though. Reek, he's dickless. Like, yeah, sure, you got a unit scoop, but you're dickless.
But you are dickless.
But you can't. Again,
For all
tune
that
into
fun stuff
Even.
about Even, head over there, rip and tear, baby. Now, Payne Haas, Tom,
Yeah.
he has asked for an immediate release from the Broncos.
But now he's like, I think I want to stay. It's all over the place, dude. It's all over the map. I don't know if this
Who
is...
are his agents?
Who are his agents? Is it the Orr brothers?
Because this feels Ori.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith,
Oh.
who works with Coda NASA.
Okay.
So Coda's involved.
Yeah, right. Well, there
Makes
you go.
sense.
Yeah, well, Coda have managed Sonny Bill and Mundine fame. Two notable I want out.
Well,
operators.
Sonny boarded a plane and didn't even tell anyone. So he took it a step further.
Yeah, Payne just came out and said it.
Mid contract, mid season. Later.
And it's something to do with like the clauses in his contract of like if we don't make like ladder positions.
But I'm pretty sure he's come out and said, listen, he actually did come out over the weekend and said, listen, I want to play finals footy. We haven't played finals for 2 years.
Right, well, fucking like
I want to rip
like
and
you're
tear.
about to.
I want to rip and tear at a decent club. I get it. The Broncos aren't going to win the comp. He's got aspirations to lift the Norm
Trophies.
Proven
Proven Summons.
And you're not going to do that at Brisbane.
There's a bit more on Tyron Smith here. So played 188 games.
Hold on? He played for Warriors, Raiders, and maybe the Eels.
He played for Raiders. He played for Warriors. He played for Balmain and West Tigers. He played for Cowboys and the Hunter Mariners.
Holy fucking hell, Tyron. I mean,
The Hunter Mariners.
2 matches for the Hunter Mariners in 97.
Dude, what? He might actually have played for the most clubs ever.
So there was Newcastle and the Hunter Mariners.
I think that was in the Super League.
in the
era.
Super League era.
And so not only that,
Hunter Mariners in the Super League.
he's the brother-in-law of Anthony Mundine. So Mundine married his sister. He's a director at Sports Player Management alongside John Hopewade, who's also a director there. And his son is Remus Smith. There you go.
Yep. And he managed Will Hopewadi. Yeah, look. Payne looks, I think, a little silly in this one. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of seems that way. Because he got the Broncos fans were booing him. And he was like, "Fuck, that rattled me." They were booing him every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, they were loud as well. It would be, dude. It would be fucking rattling, getting booed
by your home crowd
every time you touch the footy.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh!
I just don't understand. Like, it just seems like
We got booed at the DY Hotel, and I knew it was a joke.
and it was still
And
like
it was, and it's,
not
and you're
fun.
like, it's like an insight into what booing would be like. Booing would fuck you up.
Yeah, if someone was actually booing
If you're
you.
actually legitimately getting booed, you'd be like, holy fuck, dude. Get me out of here immediately.
Yeah, fuck that. Anyway, I have no idea what's going to go on. I assume he's going to stay at the Broncos, and I assume this whole thing was
Was
just,
that West Tigers off for bullshit that I read?
I'm sure that everyone will chase that motherfucker if he's on the market. Everyone would be doing it now. They'd be trying to fucking... Everyone. But I think it's just shitty managers being shit and going and like but putting the player under pressure.
No, but he came out and said, I want to play finals footy.
Yeah, and that's fine, dude. I get that you want to play finals footy. We all do. That's fine. But I want an immediate release if you don't put this in my contract right now.
So is that where we're at? If you don't put in a clause that says we don't make finals footies, I can get out. How can you put a clause into a contract that's already been signed?
Well, I think it's about they want to bump him up in contract because they want to make sure it doesn't go, and they're going to have to.
So
pay him
he's
a lot
saying
more.
we're renegotiating. I want more money. I want more years, and I want this clause. Otherwise, you can fuck off.
Yeah. Again, that's what it sounds like. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, though, right? It's fair to say.
Well, no one does.
No, especially us.
Well, you know, we've never
known what we're talking
No.
about.
But it's got us this far.
Correct.
Not knowing's got us this far, Tom.
Imagine if we did know.
Well,
Probably
maybe
wouldn't
if we
be
knew
this far.
less,
Yeah,
where
exactly.
we'd be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I like to look at it. I hope Payne can put this behind him and go out there and rip and tear for his state, though, Tom.
And then come and join Manly.
Well, that makes the most sense. Like, if you're looking at it
Logically,
like using your brain and shit, Payne Haas on the peninsula,
the Peninsula.
beaches, babes, rings, glory. I can just see him in the dickies, horizontal as fuck, North Stain, honeys everywhere, having the time of his life. That's what I can see.
Yep.
Can you see that?
I can see it, dude.
Like polishing his rings and shit
Yeah,
in like
dude.
5 years' time. He's polishing 5 of them.
Yeah, I can see it, bro. I can see it. Tell you what else I can see? Bit more Nurofen in my life.
You're in pain, aren't you?
Payne Haas.
I can see your attention has drifted.
Well, it's not that my attention has drifted, but I am certainly...
You got other things on your mind.
I have awareness in my mouth. And if you've got awareness in your mouth, punters and dribbles, it's not a good place to be.
It's like you don't want awareness in your mouth.
No, you don't.
You want your mouth to be running on auto-tune.
Yeah, autopilot.
Autopilot.
Autopilot. It's like when you are sick or injured or anything, you appreciate wellness.
Like if you have an earache, you're just like, dude, how can I possibly live any longer?
But how could I possibly have taken for granted just day-to-day feeling all right?
Like
Seriously.
having a blocked nose.
Or having a blocked ear. Like when my ear was blocked last year, I'm like, how was I not more appreciative of having unblocked ears?
Yeah.
I should have got on my knees daily and thanked the heavens above for having unblocked ears.
Well,
and
do
I
it now.
didn't.
Do it now. Get on your knees and thank the Lord. And thank the Lord for having a mouth on autopilot.
To that gracious Lord, thank you for providing me with unblocked ears and with no toothache. Amen.
There you go, dude.
There you go.
Amen.
Does that, like, surely that covers me for like a year or two?
Well,
right?
it certainly, Eddie, look, it covers you against blocked ears and a toothache, but I think you probably should have just thanked him for like general good health, which I don't think you did. So it doesn't necessarily cover.
But I don't like to generalize because I think it's too grey. You need to get nitty gritty with your thanks, I think.
Okay, so if your knee starts to hurt, are you going to regret not saying thanks for having like knees that are?
No, but I'm just going to try and preempt stuff.
So if you're like, oh, this knee could be a problem, I might thank him for it not being a problem.
Like I'm going to go for a run today with you as well,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get down after this and do some like
Some
lower back
preemptive
stuff.
thank you. Yeah. Lower back thanks. All right, cool. I think that's it. The only thing that I wanted to just touch on before we'll wrap up Rugby League, punters, dribblers, and when we do wrap up Rugby League, we wrap it up thanks to Kayo.
Yep.
Without Kayo, we couldn't wrap Rugby League. Let's dribble, please, David. I'm freezing.
Boys, Dribbler here. Just on the poo-based rhetoric from last week and the shits that end up halfway up your back, I've got a little something for you that I'd never thought of before, but a mate told me the other day. And I think what he's discovered is the Aussie bidet, in my opinion. And what he does is he dips his toilet paper into the bowl, just a little bit, just to wet it. And then he gives himself a wipe, and he reckons it's like something that your mum would have done to you before she put your nappy back on. And I've got to say, I've been doing it, and it fucking works.
Oh, my
way,
God, bro.
Hashtag street talk. See you soon.
Are you off your fucking head?
Are you wiping the water you're just shitting up your back, dude? What the fuck?
So you're taking a dump into the water, then dipping the toilet paper into the water.
Would he flush? Surely you'd flush first.
Even then, like, let's
No, but one's worse than the other.
one is definitely worse. But let's just say you don't. Say you dip it before you poo, or you flush and then you dip the water again. Like, you're still wiping your ass with dirty, wet toilet. I don't think that the issue is a lack of wetness in the toilet paper. It's just the unfortunate outcome of a toilet stop that has poo smeared all over your bum. Sorry to get into it again, this poo-based rhetoric, but like, that's fucking absurd.
It's a DIY wet wipe. I understand the principle.
You use the tap.
I'm
How far away is a tap? You could use it, like, maybe your tap's not in bloody reaching distance. You don't want to stand up with, but like, dude, that's disgraceful.
It's a no from me.
No, it's a no from me, bro. It's a no from me. Let's move on. That's fucking bizarre.
Hey, boys.
Yes, you
Cop
bidet.
Dribbler here. A couple of weeks ago, I was walking down the beaches of the Sunshine Coast, specifically Mooloolaba, and came across a couple of people using a council-funded barbecue. And I said to my mate that I will never jump on one of those things again because it is basically a germ fest pot, disguising itself as a barbecue. And now that we live in the era of the Weber barbecue, I just don't think they have a place in our society. So my question was, I wanted to get your boys' opinion because it has been bugging me. Do you think they belong in our society? And if so, how many times do you think you'll be jumping on them again for the rest of your life? Cheers, boys. Love what you're doing. Liverpool 7th European Cup soon.
Hello, Joel. No, you lost, brah. Stiff shit. I think it depends on.
I don't think they're that bad. If we're talking about a germ set, they literally get so hot you're killing any germ that's on it.
Look, and that's coming from a bona fide germaphobe. I don't think that germs are of concern. You can clean them as well.
I'd encourage you to clean it before you
take
use
down
it.
some barbecue wipes.
Yeah.
Heat that fucker up. You're right as rain. I also think they provide size. If you've got a lot of people down there and you need to cook up, bro. Your little Weber that fits in the boot's not going to do the job, mate.
I think they're actually great. I don't use them all the time. I've used them a couple of times. I remember down at Tamarama one time, maybe a couple of years ago, and it was like just a fucking lovely, glorious summer's day afternoon. And we were like, there was a bunch of us. We're like, do you want to just fucking get someone to go get a bunch of snags and we'll just eat here? And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. And then what do? Bang. But fire up this barbecue that's been set up for us and we just rip in.
But if you got 30 people down there, you're not getting 30 people worth of snags going on a little Weber that fits in the boot. You need surface area, bro.
Yeah. I tell you what, I just think that we haven't as a society reached or created the tool to cook sausages. Like it doesn't exist yet. Even a good barbecue. Like there's just nothing that they take so long to cook.
You're talking about a time thing.
Yeah.
You can speed it up.
Well, yeah, if you butterfly them.
But it's cheating.
It's cheating. It's cheating.
It is cheating.
I do it.
But it's a lot quicker.
It's the quickest.
Yeah.
It's like
you
5
can butterfly
minutes.
a stick. Oh, I reckon you can butterfly one in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Whereas if you didn't butterfly it, it's like maybe a 20 minute situation.
25. I've seen 30. 30 is not off limits.
And you might burn the fuck out of the outside.
Thick fuckers. And you go a lower heat, obviously.
Yeah, but then you can have
high heat, you get burnt skin and they're not cooked in the inside.
It's not cooked in the middle. And I'm sure we're going to have some macho barbecue heads and you're going, oh, you're just bloody... Like, yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. But it's not efficient.
We're talking about the layman here. I now feel like a sausage sizzle.
Yeah, dude. I had one last Thursday and it was good.
Where at?
When I went home, Steph had bought them for Evie for her dinner. And she bought fucking, a few extras, so I butterflied them all.
Oh, you did butterfly?
Well, I'm trying to cook, dinner for the kiddies. I'm not sitting here for 45 minutes while these sausages cook, so I butterflied the fuck out of them, and it was bing, bang, boom, done.
How's your Weber going?
Good. I didn't do it on the Weber, though. This was just on the old fry pan. Again, it was for Evie. She doesn't give a shit. She just wanted some sausos, and they were good. The stove does the job. If you butterfly them, the stove does the job. If you don't, then, it's a nightmare. Weber's good, though, but because of all the rain, it's a mold fest. So we haven't even really used it for a while.
Fair. On we go.
I think it's probably time to move on.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, boys, how you going? It's another one of your Western Sydney dribblers here.
Yeah.
I was just listening to the Dirty Merger podcast when I overheard Tom talking about his yellow belt in judo. Now,
Orange.
It reminded me of this story back when I was a young bloke in high school, dribbling away in the back of the class in year 7, I believe. Actually, it was year 7, yep. Anyways, we're dribbling away with the boys, when one of them goes, I reckon I could beat you in a fight, cunt. I said, fuck off, cunt. You couldn't beat me in a fight. I've got a black belt in judo. Now, I didn't have a black belt in judo. I didn't even know what judo was. I just heard it one time in a movie that someone had a black belt and they were not to be fucked with. So obviously, this was passed on. We've all laughed about the dribble. 2 years later, sitting outside for lunch with the boys at school again, when my brother comes up to me, my brother in year 7 comes up to me and goes, wait, what the fuck is judo? And why does everyone think you have a black belt? I said, what the fuck is judo? Before my little brother could even answer, my mate gets up behind me and goes, you were fucking talking shit about the black belt in judo, weren't you? So inadvertently, I've become the scariest cunt in the school because everyone thinks, oh, this cunt's got a big black belt in judo. So, I mean, I would have loved for the reputation to carry on, but my question to you boys is, have you ever been faced with a lie that you've forgotten that you're told? North Sydney Bears, never.
That's a great dribble.
That's a great dribble.
That's a great dribble.
Black belt judo, mate. If someone drops that on you, like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah, you got a black belt in judo.
What were you? Orange belt, 3 stripes, or some shit.
I was an orange belt 3 striper. There's no lies there.
How high up the ladder is that?
I think. It's white belt, yellow belt, orange belt. So it's fucking nothing.
What's after orange?
I can't even remember. There's like blue, like there's a shitload before you get to black belt. But you get like I think it's like, I can't remember. I think it's like white belt 1 stripe, white belt 2 stripe, white belt 3 stripe. Yellow belt 1 stripe, yellow belt 2 stripe, yellow belt 3 stripe, orange belt 1, 2, 3, and then you keep going up. But I had retired by that stage. But obviously I was in the
Do you still have it?
Dude, I reckon I did have it for ages. I had it for ages just because it was...
Did you ever put it on?
No.
You did sometimes. You did, didn't you?
No.
Yes, you did.
Because it wasn't... Dude, it was cool when you were...
You never put it on. That's
I honestly,
bullshit.
there's nothing in my memory where it's like, oh yeah, that time I put it on. It was just something I kept because it was cool. But I may still have it somewhere, or like maybe my mum has it somewhere in like a storage or some shit. I don't know. I haven't seen it for yonks. But impressive it was. In terms of lies I've told that I've forgotten I've told, not one that I've forgotten I've told, but I remember me and Sebo told a lie once to friends at school. And also my mate's little sister. But it was something like when we went to Fiji on holidays, Seb came with my family, and we said that there was a woman on this island in Fiji who had over 100 children, and the way that she would, but only 2 were still alive, and that the only way. Whenever she had a child, she had a pit of anacondas or a pit of snakes, and she would tie the newborn child to a vine and swing it over the pit of snakes. And if the snakes ate it, it was meant to happen. And if it didn't, then the kid survived. And then every hurricane season, she would have a funeral for all of the fruit that was damaged.
Dude, how do you remember this? Is so
because. Like, out of the blue, like fucking 12 years later, our mate's sister, who at this stage was like 20, was like, had like an epiphany of like, oh my God, you guys were fucking lying about that story of the woman in Fiji with the anacondas and her baby and the banana funeral. And we were like, huh? She was like, that whole thing was a fucking lie. We're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then she explained to us, we're like, oh my God, we came up with this lie when we were 12. And she believed it up until her 20s.
Me and Parse came up with a lie not that long ago, Andrew, from the show. We convinced Chris Mushin on a kick-ons that we had our own language.
Oh my God.
And we went back and forth, dude, and we're just coming up with it on the spot. We convinced him that we spoke it to the point where he was trying to speak it too, and we're like, yeah, dude, that's it. Oh no, you fucked this bit, like you got that bit. And then eventually we just left it for like a couple of like weeks, maybe a month. And then one day we're like, mate, that was complete bullshit. He's like, oh my God.
That you spoke your own language that he just didn't know about until this morning.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Mushin.
Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to you. Well, there you go. That was a great dribble from that guy.
Good stuff.
The judo dribbler.
How you going, Dave, Tom, Eddie, Tommy Tobler, Steve Menzies, headgear dribbler here. Just, I guess, commenting on your Todd Payton rhetoric on Evil Villain. Now, I think if you get up on the screen, Ming the Merciless from the Flash Gordon comics, or the Flash Gordon movie in particular from the 80s, there's your dead ringer for Todd Payton. And then it got me thinking about a few other NRL lookalikes. There's, the obvious ones. You got your Brad Parker, Hank Scorpio. You got Kevin Proctor, who looks like Grug
Holy shit.
from the children's novels. And, of course, you can't forget James Tarmer, who looks like a Easter Island statue. Anyway, just wondering if you got any others or, yeah, that's it. Have a good one, boys. Bye.
That does look like Todd Payton. I didn't hear anything he said after Ming the
Ming
Merciless.
the Merciless is Todd Payton.
I'm assuming that Ming the Merciless, is that meant to be an Asian character played by a white guy? Couldn't do that today.
I guess so, but I also think because it's in Flash Gordon, it's like he's from another planet. But I think to these guys in the 70s or whatever, foreign just meant foreign.
Yeah, right. That looks like Todd Payton. Ming the Merciless.
That's a post.
Ming the Merciless. Yeah, we will. We'll get that up.
As in, like, spot the difference.
Yeah.
It's Todd Payton next to Ming the Merciless.
Next to Ming the Merciless. All I can see is 2 Todd Paytons.
Yeah. Love it.
One of my favourite lookalikes from a while ago was when everyone called Marco Mealy Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we've done this before.
We have. But I mean, you know, all good things like fashion come back
Like double denim.
like double denim.
Double denim's back.
Yep.
Shout out to Ming the Merciless. Looks like Todd Payton.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
G'day, boys. It's now the 5-hat dribbler here. Little story for you. Last Thursday, decided to get myself a couple of fucking hats. Did I think that was a good idea? Fucking knows. Did I wait until 6 o'clock with 4 alarms going off? You fucking bet I did. Tried to get 2 hats. Something might have gone wrong. Did I panic a little? Yeah, fucking oath, I panicked a little. So what did I do? Well, I fucking ordered 2 more fucking hats, didn't I? Because why the fuck not? Now, today, my package arrives with a box. What's in the box? Me fucking merch. Juicy, ready for the wearing. I pull out my bundle of fucking hats that I've ordered, and I count them. 1 fucking hat goes on top of the head. 2 fucking hats goes on top of the head. So on, so forth, until I get to 5 fucking hats. And I go, wait a second, 5 hats? I've got a free fucking hat here. Is that a sign? Is that omenry? Possibly. I guess, what do I do with this extra hat? Do I put it in a glass box? Possibly keep it till the end of days? Love to know your thoughts on that. Cheers, boys.
The 5-hat dribbler. Look, I mean, I think that you've got 4 hats technically that you need to work out what you're going to do with, because there's a lot. That's a lot of hats.
Yeah, look, it sounds to me like he's found a home for the other 3 because he's calling up concerned about the 5th and final.
Yeah.
Shout out to those packing the hats for overpacking, but that's okay.
Dude, I don't mind if you get a little free hat.
I
If you buy
don't
fucking 4 hats and you get a 5th.
I don't mind some of the boys 4 hats getting 5. That's fine by me. Dude, look, if you want to keep it for posterity,
I don't know.
whatever, do that, because it'll be worth $1 million in a year or 2. You could give it away. You could give it to a fucking fellow dribbler. You could interchange them so that they don't fucking age as quickly. Dude, the world's your oyster.
World's your oyster.
You've got 5 hats,
You
bro.
got that many hats. World's your oyster.
World's your oyster.
Let's move on. Mouth is absolutely killing me. Is that an exaggeration? Yes, it's just hurting. It's not absolutely killing me, but it is hurting.
How you gonna go running that 7.5?
It's not a tooth-based issue.
It will be when you.
No, won't be.
No?
No.
Okay. I'm just looking for excuses.
No.
for you.
I've thought about them already. I've thought about it. Will this hurt running? Probably.
What undies
not.
you got on? You got the right undies
I
on?
bought my right undies.
So there's no excuses today.
No, bro. There's no excuse. We're ripping. I'm going sub fucking.
There's
2
no
minutes.
excuse. I'm running 10 today as well.
I'm doing 7 today.
I'm gonna have to meander though. There'll be no.
I might push.
I'm
it.
not gonna be breaking speed records.
I might push it first lap. Meander second.
That's not how it works.
Meander cur.
I think you need to meander curve. Just get the 7.5 out. You don't want to get to it after a lap and go, fuck it, I'm fucked.
No, because I'll be able to meander cur if I am fucked.
It's way harder.
I've meander curred before, dude.
You don't meander curve.
I have meander curred.
When have you meander
Because
curred?
back you
never meander curve.
Nah, dude. At the start of at the end of 2020, start of 2021, I was running.
How far did you meander curve?
I was doing 2 laps, and I'd meander curve some of it. But I was doing 2 laps, like 5 splits.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
2 laps at 5?
Dude, that was when my shin
In the
splints were
fives
really
or
into
5?
work. No, at 5.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you were doing a bit of running.
I was doing a bit of running, and I was doing swimming, and I was
So you
fit.
got it in you. Good for you, buddy.
But the shin splints is where we concern ourselves. But I think we're good today. We're good today. We're good today, bruh.
Dior,
I'm feeling good. What about you guys?
do your job.
magic money stripping all fucking day. Bet you cunts would slip a few dollar bills in his butt crack. Take your licks.
Oh,
okay,
it's a lick.
It's a lick.
Right.
Been a lot of those this season.
Because you remember how Munster embarrassed you by stripping the ball 5 metres out after he had done it 2 minutes ago?
No, I don't actually remember that, thankfully.
No idea what you're talking about.
No.
Thomas, Eduardo, Genghis Khan dribbler here. Now, ventured down to my local bolo last night. Went for the double schnitty. But here's where it got a bit interesting.
Double schnitty or double gravy?
The pepper gravy and the mushroom gravy, You know what, the pepper fuck fest or the mushroom fuck fest, even though some of us are trying to get fit for summer. So, boys, just wondering, do we like to venture out and get 2 separate gravies of our schnitties? Central Coast Bears forever, Northern Eagles never.
I do it all the time. A lot of establishments, this may shock, but there's a lot of establishments in Sydney that don't do gravy.
Just a straight up gravy.
They'll do peppercorn, they'll do
Mushroom.
mushroom, and they'll do a jus. And I go, you can take that jus and pour it down your ass crack. I don't want it. In which case, I'm like, do I want double mushroom? Nah. Do I want double pepper? Maybe.
Not. Well, but
maybe.
I'd maybe want a double mushroom as well.
No, because I don't find there's enough in them. You'd almost got to triple if you're getting mushrooms. You got to triple a mushroom.
I don't know, but I think one of each. If you're not given just a flat out gravy, then one of each.
I'll tend to go the peppercorn on the chips and then the mushroom on the schnitty if that's the way I go.
Now, if you have a place like the Nelson in Bondi Junction, which has all the gravies under the sun, what I also like to do is triple gravy. But you double gravy and then you have a pepper or a mushroom.
The Nelson is the best place in Australia that I've been to for gravies. There's like 6 options and they give you, listen to this, punters and dribblers, they give you a ladle.
Yeah, free reign.
They give you a ladle, bro.
And unlimited ramekins. I think that's what they're called.
You can just boom, 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 boom all day long. You could put as much gravy on so it started overflowing off the plate, dropping all over the floor. If you wanted to be a real fucking sicko, a real menace, you could do that.
Yeah.
No problem.
They'd allow
No
that.
questions asked.
No.
Would they let you just take the big tub of gravy and just put your schnitty in there and just eat it like it's a soup?
They wouldn't give a fuck.
No.
I've seen blokes go in there with spoons and straws, dude, and just pound that fucking gravy bar.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yep.
I've seen it. Shout out to gravy.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, Tobler, how you going? Just want to call up with a quick would you rather, right? Would you rather Manly win a spoon or Parramatta win a comp before the sun blows up? Keep in mind, if Manly win a spoon, every other team in the comp has won a spoon, so you can't cop shit for that long. But if Parramatta win a comp, in like 40 years from now, when you two are sitting in nursing homes, just cruising around, guarantee some Parramatta dribbler's going to run up to you and be like, "Oh, yeah, fucking sun's not exploded yet, cunt." Anyway, let us know what you think. Cheers.
This is one of those would you rather fucking,
Would you rather fuck your mum or your dad?
Yeah. yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, why? I'm not answering that.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
I'd rather not.
But you have to.
You got to answer it.
And I'm
No,
like,
I don't.
I don't
actually have to do anything.
Do I have to do that?
I can do whatever I
Of course
want.
you do.
Yeah, you got to because I asked the question.
Yeah, I'm like,
fuck
okay,
off, mate.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Would I? Well, it's essentially the same thing, right? Manly winning the comp's mum or losing the comp's mum and fucking
Parramatta winning the
wins
comp's
his dad. So I don't really want to answer it.
No, I'm not answering it.
No. For that reason.
For that reason, it's a disgusting question.
It's disgraceful.
That's fucking
Should
gross.
be appalled with yourself.
No, that's
dude.
fucking gross.
That is
dude.
grotesque.
You're a sick fuck. Block that number.
Block that guy.
number. Block him forever. That is disgusting.
Get him to see someone because that's foul.
Tasmania. It's got Tasmania vibes.
Is that calling from Tassie? Sounded like he was from Tassie. Shout out to Tassie.
Last one.
Tom, Eddie, D or Dave, the wet dream dribbler here. First time dribbler. Just final 3 minutes of Manly getting fucking torched by Melbourne. Not what I wanted to see, so my condolences, lads. Except to you, Dior, you fucking turncoat cunt. What was I doing? Sorry. a few weeks late, but going back to the wet dream chat, dribble, whatever you want to call it, cunt. I'm nearing 40. I still get the cunts, and I highly recommend you get them. I'd suggest once a month, maybe not that much, maybe once every couple of months, but highly recommend. Can't remember when you were dribbling on it, but whether you can't admit to getting them or not, but if you don't, again, similar to Manly result, condolences. They're fucking tip-top. All the best. Righto. Cheerio.
The wet dream dribbler. Holy shit.
I've never...
You've never had one
never
full
had
stop.
One full stop.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
I know. Never ever had one. And it sounds like, I mean, what, you dream that you're fucking someone and then you bust nuts. I mean, it doesn't sound like the worst experience.
No, it'd be worse.
It'd be worse.
Bit of mopping up, but that's all right.
Yeah, look, I mean...
You've mopped up before, Tom?
And I'll mop up again, I'm sure.
Don't pretend like you haven't mopped up.
No, mate. I mean, yeah. If you're coming to us and saying you haven't mopped, then you're full of shit, or you are an incel. But even then, incels probably some of the great moppers.
Incels mop, dude.
Yeah, no, they could mop with the best.
Incels mop.
Incels mop.
Great
anyway,
potty.
Fucking huge pod, great pod. Shout out to all the sponsors. As always, shout out to the Pun and the Dribbler. Shout out to everyone who's cop merch. Dior hoodies will be sold out today. We have... What's coming up this week? Go check out the George Kambosos interview if you haven't already. That dropped last night. That was fucking mad to talk to him. He's an absolute animal. Got to do that at the Fox Studios, the Fox Sports Studios. You can see that on our YouTube. You can also listen on podcast, obviously. About Even coming out Wednesday. Bloke Potty DMP Wednesday. About Even. Oh, no, I already said that. Thursday pod on Thursday. Then we're down to Melbourne, motherfuckers, for the big old biff.
Yeah.
Big week. Shout out to the Pun and the Dribbler. We love you. Shout out to Christian Welch for making us wear these fucking Storm jerseys. Tightest thing in the world. Shout out to Dave for being the smallest man on planet Earth. And shout out to me for squeezing into it. I'm obviously still fucking in tip-top shape.
Later.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?